Title: My parents cut me off during the worst time of my life, but when their favorite son was arrested, they begged for my help. What I said left them frozen. I'm a 32-year-old lawyer, lying in a hospital bed with a shattered hip, 3 fractured vertebrae, and a head full of pain meds. Forgive any typos or tangents. Morphine doesn't exactly help with focus, but I need to get this out. 2 weeks ago, I was staying late at my Boston law firm because being a partner means kissing your evenings goodbye, prepping for a big client meeting. Around 9 p.m., I took the stairs, like always, telling myself it balances out 14-hour desk days. Except this time, someone decided to wax the staircase without putting up a single warning sign. I was checking an email from opposing counsel because there's always that one guy who sends messages at night, and the next thing I know, I'm tumbling down 2 flights of stairs like a rag doll in a physics simulator. Security footage, apparently. Looks like a cartoon. I haven't been brave enough to watch it. When I woke up, I was in the hospital with enough metal in my hip to trigger every airport scanner for life. The EMTs said I was lucky not to be paralyzed. One even joked, "At least you're a lawyer. You can sue the hell out of them." Thanks, Chad. Very helpful. But that's not the part that really hurts. The hospital called my emergency contacts. My parents. I hadn't updated my form since law school. Rookie mistake. You'd think they'd come running when they heard their son nearly broke his spine, right? Nope. They were busy with my younger brother Jake's big investor presentation for his latest crypto startup. That's right. Their eldest son was in the ICU, and they were too busy playing PR team for their golden child. Let me back up. I'm the firstborn. Did everything right. Debate team captain, BU on scholarship, top of my class at BC Law, partner by 30. I should have been the pride of the family. Then there's Jake. 2 years younger, tech whiz, crypto bro, entrepreneur. Hasn't held a real job in his life. Every startup he's launched has gone up in flames, along with thousands of dollars from our parents' retirement fund. But they never stopped betting on him. They worship him. When I made partner, they said, "That's nice, honey," and immediately changed the subject to Jake's newest LLC. I closed a $50 million merger for a major tech client? Shushed, because Jake was explaining blockchain at Christmas dinner. I worked 80-hour weeks, bought a condo, built a career. Jake failed upward and talked fast enough to convince people he was Steve Jobs with a fade. And yet, I kept hoping. Maybe one day they'd see me. Be proud. Show up. They didn't. When I was admitted to the hospital, I waited. And waited. No. Visit. Not even a call. I texted, "Surgery went okay. Might need another one. Read at 2:34 p.m. Would be nice to see you guys. Read at 7:45 p.m. My dad replied, "Glad you're okay, sport." Bit busy with Jake's thing. Sport, I'm 32, in a hospital bed, wearing a damn adult diaper. Mom? Oh, honey, that sounds rough. Jake's nervous about his presentation, sending healing thoughts. They weren't coming. They were too busy helping Jake pick out a power suit. Proud mama moments on Instagram. Meanwhile, I was trying to operate a bedpan with a broken spine. It wasn't until day 6 that someone finally showed up, my cousin Mike. He lives an hour away. He came with awkward sympathy and bad news. Turns out Jake had just secured $20 million in funding for his new crypto platform. $20 million. My parents lost their minds, threw a party, rented out a rooftop restaurant, champagne towers, custom ice sculpture of the company, logo. My mom cried giving a speech. My dad posted LinkedIn updates like Jake had cured cancer. All while I was lying in a hospital room, goal of the day, sit up for 10 minutes without passing out. I saw the party photos. My mom posted, "Feeling blessed. Our son is changing the world. Proud mama, nah success." Which son, Mom? I'll get to the part where everything implodes and they come crawling back. But I'll just say this. When your family shows you who they are, believe them. And when they finally realize the favorite son needs you to get him out of legal hell, well, sometimes silence is the loudest thing you can say. Let me know if you want the next chapter. It gets messy. That's the word that keeps coming back to me. Not victorious, not vindicated, just free. Free from the constant obligation to be the one who held it all together. Free from the exhausting role of emotional duct tape patching over my family's cracks. Free from the guilt of not being enough in a household where enough only ever meant Jake. I spend my mornings now with physical therapy and strong coffee. I've started journaling, reading fiction again, even tried my hand at sourdough, like every other pandemic burnout survivor. Turns out, kneading dough is wildly therapeutic when you've got unresolved trauma and titanium in your hip. Every so often I get a call from someone connected to Jake's case. Lawyers, investigators, journalists trying to piece together the story of how one startup fantasy unraveled into federal charges. I help when I can, but I don't let it consume me. That chapter's over. I'm not the cleanup crew anymore. I've made peace with the idea that I'll never get an apology from my parents. They're too deep in their own mythologies, too wrapped up in the tragedy of a son who had such promise. Let them keep chasing that ghost. I've got a future to build. One that doesn't require me to burn myself to keep anyone else warm. So if you're reading this because you've ever felt like the understudy in your own family drama, hear me loud and clear. You are not the backup plan. You are not the safety net. You are not responsible for fixing what you didn't break. Sometimes walking away, or limping away in my case, is the bravest, most loving thing you can do. Not for them, for you. Anyway, that's the update. Jake's trial starts in 6 months. I might testify, I might not. Depends on how I'm feeling. But no matter what happens in that courtroom, I've already won. And this time, I didn't have to commit fraud to get there.